Hi, thank you. Great to be here. And it's really good kind of a continuation of a previous conversation on the fragmentation of user experience. So currently, I mean, not just Bitcoin, but the whole Web3 is highly fragmented, right? When you're launching application, when you're building for a specific kind of chain, you have a very limited addressable market, right? You're only targeting the audience of that chain, and you're kind of excluding the rest of the Web3 audience. The liquidity, user experience, even developer experience is highly fragmented. If you think from a user perspective, it's extremely hard to find applications and actually know that they're legit because there's no way to kind of effectively finding what are the things to use and how they connect with the blockchain, if this is, the front end actually implemented correctly and it's not trying to steal your money. And kind of between all the allows and other current existing like experience vulnerabilities, it's a pretty gigantic problem. As a user now, you're managing dozens of wallets. I have I think 7 different applications. Each application has multiple different accounts in it. And so like this, sprawl is becoming unsustainable, and it's kind of highly complicated for the user. And exactly, we cannot expect that like a normal users who are coming for Web3 to use as a way to kind of use it for banking, use it for financial use cases, use it for especially like longer tail like social and gaming, that they're going to be figuring out all of the details and the complexity of this. And again, users really just looking for this economic opportunity that blockchain provides. They're looking for a cool application that they can use, the ways to earn, the ways to engage with the community. And so we need to provide them with the tools and kind of experience that is really matching them where they are. And so we started this movement, we call it chain abstraction movement. And it's about really putting the user first and having the blockchain and kind of infrastructure on the back end serving the user instead of kind of the reverse we've been having in the blockchain space almost since the beginning. And so a lot of people who join this, we kind of have events now across side events across all the major events. And we're really trying to build this as a open kind of ask for everyone to think how they are participating in this versus just, here's a bunch of products that you should use. Now, on our side, we've been working across a variety of tooling to make sure that the security is unified. So if you think of it, we have a lot of different components in the blockchain space that have a very different security parameters. And so if you want to abstract it out, if you want to make sure that user doesn't need to think about it, you need to ensure that you have ideally uniform aggregated security, right? And so across, data availability, fast finality, ZK proving, as well as Near itself providing kind of scalable layer 1, there's have been kind of a lot of work in Ethereum and Near space and Cosmos space to unify this. Now, Near kind of focused a lot on onboarding users, and for us, the chain abstraction actually started from kind of when we started Near. We wanted to make the user experience and onboarding extremely easy, right? Most of the users of these applications, kind of across over 10 million monthly active users, don't actually know they're using blockchain for the most part, right? Until they want to withdraw, until they want to engage with, with centralized exchanges or want to engage with something else, they are using the applications and onboarded into them. They don't manage manually their private keys. And so Near became a home for consumer Web3 because of this. And kind of we have new applications launching. So Hut is actually a relatively new application that's 3 months old that grew from 0 users to 2.7 million because of the ease of onboarding and user experience. And now also kind of opening up its users to other chains. Now, how does this work? So Near itself is a blockchain. It has its own smart contracts and applications. but that's limiting because there's a lot more economy and things going on across Web3. And so what we've done, we added a new primitive that allows for any Near account to actually transact on other chains, meaning there's an address or a set of addresses that associates with every account on every chain, right? Bitcoin, EVMs, Cosmos, Solana, Dodge, etc. And you're able to either programmatically through smart contract or through a wallet to transact on those chains without needing to kind of manually manage the keys, wallets, etc. And this is kind of extremely new primitive that allows to now abstract the user experience of using other chains, of using applications of other chains from the user. We partnered with EigenLayer as well as Near validators as MPC providers. There's also more announcements coming on this side. But importantly, we're also removing the need for managing gas. In general, one of the biggest pain points is kind of how to pay gas on a new chain when you're starting to use application, when you just want to try it out and you don't even know kind of how these things work. And so the benefit of the architecture built is that you can have third-party relayers paying for your transaction fees on the other chain in whatever gas tokens are there, for example, to transact in Bitcoin, and you don't need to kind of care about this. You paying them in USDC, Near, or whatever other assets that you have. Now, this opens up a ton of new use cases, right? And the biggest one is really kind of the multi-chain DeFi, especially for kind of smart contract chains, Bitcoin, Dodge, Litecoin, BitTensor, etc. And it really unifies the experience. So you have this liquidity interconnected between all chains. It removes the need for kind of explicit bridging, and you can have this kind of multi-chain account abstraction because Near accounts are already abstracted. We have lots of different ways you can manage your account, from social recovery to FA to kind of multi-sig. And so you can have all that while controlling accounts on other chains. So to give you an example for the Bitcoin, so this is a smart contract on Near. You can provide a derivation, that derivation path. It generates you an address on Bitcoin, and now you can, for example, receive assets to it as well as send assets by signing a Near transaction. Now, to make it a little bit more fun, you can now deposit an ordinal to it that becomes an NFT on Near that you can now trade within kind of 1 second trade time with fraction of a cent. We have like 0.2 cent transaction fee, right? So in a way, this allows you to build Bitcoin layer 2s with Extremis. It's just a smart contract, and you can build whatever logic and whatever economy you want on top of this. As well as you can withdraw it back, right, by sending it to a different Bitcoin address where it burns this NFT on Near and then sends the ordinal on the Bitcoin chain. So this is exciting technology. There's a lot of kind of development going on. There's a bunch of people building on Bitcoin and this, as well as various forks of this. So I invite you to check it out. But given we have a next session coming in around AI, I kind of want to prefix it with, we have built a very interesting world with Web3, where we have now users, we have technology, we're starting to abstract the experience. At the same time, if we look ahead, the AI is giving the big tech companies kind of an insane tool to continue deepening their moat. And I actually think if we don't solve the AI part, we actually will not be able to achieve our vision of Web3, where people are self-sovereign. And so it's a really case for user-owned AI, where we need to have AI that's on your side, on the person's side, and is able to kind of be incentivized with your behavior, with your financial success, with your kind of well-being, not maximizing profit for big companies. So I'll let Q in into the next session.